Hello, Gary Crowley here with DoItYourselfJointPainRelief.com, and this is video 2 of 2 videos on wrist tendonitis. And this is a quick fix series. We're basically covering video 1. We covered how to release all these muscles in the belly of your forearm that will get tight, yank on your wrist. You feel it in your wrist, but you really gotta, what we showed, stretch and assess, press and assess, and then release all the tight tissue you can in here, and notice how much better your wrist feels. Now, for most of you, that'll do a lot of it, but for some of you, and maybe a lot of you, because so many people are on computers, I will sometimes jack up my wrist from mousing, from spending all this time on my website, and what happens is these muscles get tight in the top of your forearm, and they kind of negatively affect your wrist down here. You feel it down here, but just like in video 1, what we want to do, now you can stretch and assess a little bit, but for some of you it's going to be hard. Like I can stretch that and I can feel that up a certain line of my wrist. Some of you maybe are going to have a little harder time doing it this way. This way is pretty easy. You just kind of turn that and you feel it up the different parts of your... This is a little trickier. Sometimes your wrist doesn't... So just be careful. You know, you can do a little of that. Like again, I feel maybe a little there. There I definitely feel it when I turn that way. But don't, you know, if you're not comfortable stretching your wrist that way, don't... Just be gentle is all I'm saying. So, but the other way to do this is to just... So that's stretch and assess. This is press and assess, and basically you're just going to press in here and notice what's tender. Now in me, so I get a little tender way up in here for this one. I'm a little tender down here. Now there's kind of a nerve plexus, kind of a bunch of, it's pretty nervy there in everyone. It's just a bunch of nerves that kind of run through there. So don't obsess too much about that little spot. If it's a little tight, you can absolutely try and release it, but don't obsess that, oh my god, I get this, you know, one spot. But basically, what we want to do, same as before, press, pull, release, press, pull, release. Now I'll generally kind of, there's not as much flesh here as there is here, so I'll kind of usually do almost a little warm-up of press, pull, release, press, pull, release. I'm just... And again, I'm not massaging it. I am grabbing, I am on one piece of skin. Like the skin almost doesn't take any, some people kind of, their skin gets irritated because they're sliding on their skin when they're doing this. Your skin should basically be fine because I'm not going across my skin. I'm pressing into the skin and then I'm pressing down into, like I said in the other video, like a layer of clay. It's like I'm trying to stretch a piece of clay. So if I'm doing the press, pull, release, I press on a tight spot, pull, press, pull. And when that lets go, like I could feel that just let go, then I move up an inch, I move over an inch, I move down an inch, whatever you want to do. I tend to investigate kind of up a line like here. And I'm just press, pull, release, press, pull, release. If it's too stubborn, go somewhere else for a little while. Come back, and this, you know, on the top of your forearm especially, this just kind of, I mean, it's tender, but it just feels good when I do it. And now, so I'll investigate around, do what I can, almost warm up the tissue doing the press, pull, release, and then I will do the press, hold, move, where I will press on a spot and make my wrist move. Now you can do different things, and again, you might want to pay attention to what you're doing on your mouse or with your steering wheel, or you know, who knows what you're doing out there, but you might try to duplicate whatever you're doing and press in here and find where it's tight, and that's another way to try to figure out what's causing your problem. So that actually gets that spot nicely, so I do a little of that. If I'm more in the middle, I do want to do a little up and down with my wrist. Sometimes, you know, you spread your fingers You kind of take all the slack out here. You can get at things a little more easily. And then, if you're talented enough or so inclined, you can take your elbow. This is a little trickier. Again, this has a lot of nice flesh in it. You can just kind of dig in there pretty easily and do your stuff. If you get in here with your elbow a little bit, and this you really do kind of need to use the point of your elbow. No, I'm not pressing very hard at all here. It's a little, the weight of my arm and a little bit of pressure, but that gets in there pretty good. And you want to be kind of between the two bones in your forearm, your two bones. And I'm just kind of going down the middle of that column of soft tissue. I'm not on the bones. And you just take your time. Do that. Come up here. Now that's a good spot for me. Right in there. And then a little, like, there's that nerve plexus way up here. Right up there is that kind of, so I'm not going to pound on that with my elbow. I'm going to do all the other stuff. I actually get a nice release down here in the middle with my elbow. And then, again, if you have a friend who's willing to just take their thumbs, or in this case, their one thumb, if they're strong enough, but just press them there, and you just raise and lower your wrist, move your wrist like it. Actually, if you spread your fingers, it's kind of cool. You get a little more, it's a little harder to move, but you might get a little more work done. And if you did that, and if you just did that a little bit while they press in here, and again, you can do that yourself, but it's always easy if you have someone else to get in these forearms, you just get that much more release. So again, stretch and assess, press and assess, and have a friend help you along if you can, and then basically whatever you find through stretching and assessing and pressing and assessing, you do a press pull release, you do a press hold move. As that tissue lets go, you move to another spot ½ inch away, or if that tissue is really stubborn, then move to some other spots and come back to it, and a lot of times you'll find it lets go now that the stuff around it has been released a little bit. So I do sincerely hope that this quick fix wrist tendonitis video series has helped you. And again, I encourage you, if it doesn't quite do everything you're looking for, or it didn't quite get the result you need, then go to my main wrist pain relief page at doityourselfjointpainrelief.com. I'll have you get in the whole nerve pathway running down here. Some people it's not most, but some people it's up here. And you release that, and then your wrist lets go. So unless something's ripped or broken or torn, you can probably fix it yourself. So thank you for your time, and I do look forward to hearing how it goes. Thanks.